Hello, boys and girls. It's time to learn another number. So let's talk numbers. Okay, I like to count from 1 so you can figure out what number we're going to learn today. Count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Today, our number of the day is 14. And this is what the number 14 looks like. Now, when you make the number 14, when you write the number 14, it might look a bit different from this number 14. But I do think it's important for you to be able to recognize this number 4 as a number, because you're going to see it written like this a lot. So here's one way to make the number 14. And when we get to our activity today, I'm going to show you another way that you might be more familiar with writing the number 4 and the number 14. Okay, so when we write the number 14, we start with the number 1 up at the top, make a vertical line straight down. And for the number 4, we start at the top, make a line either straight down or diagonal. That's the difference. Then a horizontal line across. We come back to the top and make a vertical line down. So here's the number 14. Okay, now it's very important to be able to show 14 counters. And this is important because it will help you when you're counting using your finger so that you make sure that you count correctly. If you have some, beans at home or some pennies, you can use them to make your own counters at home. But on the screen, I'm going to show you my counters, and we can count 14. Do I just put 14 counters anywhere? No. What do I use to put my counters in? What are these called? Who knows what these are called? If you said tens frames, you are correct. So we're going to use tens frames to show the number 14. Do I need 1 tens frame or 2 tens frames? I sure do. I need 2 tens frames. So here's my first tens frame, and here's my second tens frame. And now we can start counting 14 counters. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now that one's full. Let's start with the next one. 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. We have 14 counters. And let's see what that looks like. It looks like 1 full tens frame and then another tens frame with some counters. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 full tens frame and 1 tens frame with only 4 counters. Let me show you what that looks like again. So here we have the 1 full tens frame and 1 tens frame with only 4 counters. Now I can use those tens frames to show you a number sentence. Before I show you the number sentence, I want you to take a guess. What do you think my number sentence will say? What will be the parts of my number sentence? Well, here's my first tens frame. How many counters are in this tens frame? If it's full, it's always going to be 10. So my first tens frame has 10 counters. There it is. If you're not sure how many, you can count. Let's count quickly together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We were right. It was 10 counters. How many counters in this tens frame? You might know by just looking. But if you don't, you can count. 11, 12, 13. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to count from 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I can add 4 more. Plus 4. 10 plus 4 is equal to what? If you're not sure, you can go back and count all of the counters, or you can start from 10 and count on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 10 plus 4 is equal to 14. There it is. Okay, can you please read this number sentence with me? All together, here we go. 10 plus 4 equals 14. There it is. Great job. So we are going to use these numbers to do one more thing. We are going to make a number bond. Here's my number bond. How many circles are in my number bond? Let's count. 1, 2, 3 circles. And what number goes into the big circle at the top? What number? If you said the big number or the whole number, you are correct. And which number down at the bottom is my whole number? It's 14. 14 is my big number today. That's my whole number. What kind of number goes in the bottom circles? If you said the smaller numbers or the parts, you are correct. These numbers are the parts. And I have 2 numbers left that make up the parts of 14. 10 and 4. So 10 and 4 are 14. Or 14 is 10 and 4. These 2 parts make up the whole number. All right, boys and girls, let's get to work. If you have a piece of paper or a pencil or a notebook or a marker or a crayon, whatever you have, get it out now because we are going to do a little bit of work. If you need to pause the video, you can also pause it while you get your materials out. Okay, so I'm going to get my paper out. Here it is. And I am ready to start writing. Here we go. So, the first thing that I want to write is our number of the day. Who remembers our number of the day? What was our number of the day? It was 14. Good. And what 2 numbers do we need to write the number 14? It's a 1 and a 4. Now the 1 is very easy, right? It's a straight vertical line down. The 14, I told you I was going to show you another way to draw it. So the 14 that we saw today looked like this. Okay? It was a diagonal line down, then it was a horizontal line across, and then a vertical line. But you're used to writing the number 14 a bit differently. You're used to writing the number 14 with a small vertical line, then a horizontal line, and then a long vertical line. Now, either way is fine, boys and girls, but you're used to writing it like this. So I think it might be best if you write the number 14 like this. But please know that sometimes you might see the number 4 written like that. Okay, let me erase that. So now we have the number of the day, number 14. And I am ready to start drawing my tens frame. Now, I showed you one way yesterday to write the tens frame with the squares like this. So if you feel more comfortable doing it like that, you can draw your tens frame like this. Mrs. Savage prefers to draw a big rectangle. So let me show you one more time how to do that. Here's my big rectangle, and this is a chance for you to practice drawing neatly and being very careful. Math is all about being organized and neat. Now I need 4 vertical lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 long horizontal line across the middle. There it is. Okay, so now I have my tens frame and I'm ready to start making my counters. In school, counters are usually red. So that's why I like to use the red crayon for this part. But if you don't have a red crayon, that is okay. You can use a pencil. Let's start making our 14 counters. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember how I started on this side and I went from, let me just show you, I went from left to right. It's very important to go from left to right when we're drawing our counters in a tens frame. Okay, I was up to 5, right? Okay, let's count on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many counters did I make? 14. That was my number of the day, 14. Okay, perfect. I have my 14 counters. Now let me just quickly show you that these 14 counters have 2 parts. This tens frame has 10 counters. And then I have these separate counters down here, which only have, they don't have 10. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 2 parts. I have this 10 here and then 4 more. You're going to need that information when it's time to make the number bond. Okay, let's make the number bond. For the number bond, I need 1 big circle at the top. Make sure your circle is big enough. Sometimes boys and girls make their circle so tiny. Let me show you. They make their circle so tiny like this, and then it's hard to write the number inside. It gets very sloppy. So it's best to make sure that you draw a nice big circle. Use the space on your paper. You have space. Okay, good. And we're going to finish our number bond with 2 diagonal lines, a circle at the bottom, and another circle. Okay, it's time to write in the numbers for our number bond. So the first number we need at the top, the whole number, is the number 14. Okay, and then we need our 2 parts. What are the parts of 14? What are the 2 smaller numbers that we spoke about today? Well, this is one of them. How many counters are in that first tens frame? 10. Good. So here we're going to write the number 10. And this is our second part. How many counters are in this second part underneath the tens frame? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is our second number. 10 and 4 is 14. The last few days, boys and girls, I have not asked you to make a number sentence. But today, I think you're ready to make a number sentence again. So we're going to make a number sentence for the number 14. To make a number sentence, we're going to use our 2 parts. So the first part is the number 10. 10 plus What was the other part? 4. Good. 10 plus 4 is equal to 14. That was our whole number, 14. Great job. Now, can you go back and reread this sentence with me, the number sentence with me? Let me get a different color. Here we go, so we can read it together. 10 plus 4 equals 14. Very good work today, boys and girls. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you next time. Bye.